to the MLB All-Star Game, NASCAR, the UFC, the Big Ten Championship, and Super Bowl 48. The world's biggest events are on Fox Sports. We are Fox Sports!
The Chevrolet MLB All-Star pregame show on Fox is sponsored by the all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado. Strong for all the roads ahead.
Live from New York.
New York. It's Tuesday night.
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday night? Yeah, Tuesday.
That's right, Tuesday.
All right, we'll go with it. Live from New York, it's Tuesday night.
It's the MLB All-Star Game on Fox. With Miguel Cabrera, David Wright, David Ortiz, and Bryce Harper. Featuring hometown hero Matt Harvey and making his final All-Star appearance, Mariano Rivera. Musical guest Candace Glover and your host Joe Buck. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Buck.
All right, thank you. It is great to be here in New York hosting the 84th MLB All-Star Game. Sorry, Justin Timberlake could not make it to host. I personally apologize about that. But don't worry, there are plenty of big names around. It's a classic New York summer day, hot and humid. A great night to wear a suit and yell and stand in the outfield at a baseball game. Welcome to Citi Field. I'm Joe Buck, and thanks for joining us here tonight. We are just past the midway point of this baseball season. It's the first half where we've seen Miguel Cabrera once again putting up Triple Crown numbers, the Pirates making believers in Pittsburgh, and the Red Sox back to their winning ways. Tonight, the National League will go for its 4th straight win in the All-Star Game. And once again, home field advantage in the World Series is up for grabs. All right, we're all here at this stadium, but just a few hours ago, all the players from tonight's game were on display at the All-Star Red Carpet Parade in Manhattan. MLB covered one of the busiest streets in New York with 80,000 square feet of red carpet. And just like in Hollywood, it's all about the fashion. Oh my, wow. Adam Jones, David Ortiz, little Willy Wonka look for him. A pink parasol, but somehow he just makes it work. It's time now to go to our own Erin Andrews. And if you're in the home of the Mets, there's one guy you need to talk to. And that guy just happens to be David Wright. She's standing by with him right now.
He's actually running up the stairs right here.
Oh, my God.
He's been the host with the most here in New York, the All-Star Ambassador. And, you know, what a great showcase tonight for your team, your organization, and you made a long-term commitment to be the face. Can you anticipate what it'll be like to run out in front of this hometown crowd?
Not yet. I got a little taste last night with the Derby, and it was emotional. It was very cool and something that I'll always be able to remember, standing out there and listening to these fans, the fans that I've gotten a chance, the privilege to play in front of for almost 10 years now.
Your manager, Terry Collins, said this will not be an exhibition game for Matt Harvey. He expects him to reach 100 with the 3rd pitch. What do you expect from him?
I want him to go out there and dominate like he has the first couple months of the season, and I expect him to do that. He's poised, he's ready, and I want to see triple digits also.
You ready for this game to start? You've been running around all over the place.
Yes, pulled in a million directions. This is the fun part, playing the game in front of these fans.
Go have fun. Joe, back over to you.
All right, Erin, thank you. Yeah, everybody's ready for this game to start. Matt Harvey will get the ball for the National League as they talked about his American League counterpart, Max Scherzer. No surprise why he got the starting nod. He began the season with 13 straight wins for the Tigers. New Yorkers definitely love their baseball, but if the neighborhood kids don't have a field or a bat to play with, it just doesn't matter. All they need is a strip of pavement and a broomstick.
Stickball is a New York City game. It was created throughout the 5 boroughs. Everybody knew each other in the block. All you did was to play street games. Guys used to go into the backyards and steal the mother's broomstick, break it up, and that's what they were used to play stickball. So you needed no money. It's not like baseball that you need to buy a whole uniform. You just put on a T-shirt that all look alike, and that was the team that you had. These streets are called 111, 112, 113, and every block had a different team. There's nothing like seeing a grandfather and a grandson playing a sport that they played when they were growing up, then now teaching it to the younger kids today. That's the family gathering that you have in the game of stickball.
We're just getting started here in New York. We've got a big night ahead. Joe Torre takes us through this city's rich baseball history. I get to sit down with the greatest closer in the history of the game. Mets legend Tom Seaver will throw out the first pitch. We'll get performances from Candace Glover, Mark Anthony, and Neil Diamond, plus the debut of an amazing promo for the new Fox Sports 1 featuring Miguel Cabrera. All that, plus lifelong Met fan Kevin James when we return to New York.
He's a 20 years straight, get to work on time. He's loved one woman for all his life. Everybody knows he ain't just tough, he's strong.
The all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado. Strong for all the roads ahead.
If you build them, they will race. From above the world of cars.
I'm just trying to prove that I can do more than what I was built for.
Welcome to the world's fastest sport.
We will have many adventures.
One of these planes is about to fly off and become a champion.
Dusty! I have fans?
All right, everybody, get your Dusty bobbleheads, hats, bumper stickers.
Disney's Planes in 3D August 9th, rated PG.
Hey, is that a chainsaw carving of a chainsaw?
It's a Craftsman chainsaw. We have all the best brands. Weber, Scotts, Craftsman.
Genius.
It is.
Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Summer barbecue is back at Burger King with the Memphis Barbecue Pulled Pork Sandwich. Delicious tender pulled pork with hickory smoked barbecue sauce. And right now, enjoy the Memphis Barbecue Pulled Pork Combo Meal with small fries and a drink for just $4.99. Burger King, where taste is king.
Head & Shoulders and Old Spice are now together in one bottle.
So we're always 100% flake-free.
While smelling 100% handsome.
And with a double dose of confidence like that.
Good happens.
Head & Shoulders with Old Spice.
Head & Shoulders and Old Spice are now together in one bottle. So I'm 100% flake-free and smell 100% handsome. Is this the way you guys always record sound?
Yes, it is.
Head & Shoulders with Old Spice.
The Chevrolet MLB All-Star pregame show on Fox is sponsored by the all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado, strong for all the roads ahead. By Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And by Disney's Planes in theaters in 3D, August 9th.
You know, with 40 being the new 30 and late 40s being like, I don't know, like 28-ish, I'm going to show my talents and try out for this year's All-Star game. You might want to peep this, Doc Goods.
Try to be best, 'cause you're only a man, and a man's got to learn to be.
Oh! Touch him! The catch!
I
got it!
How many of these meatballs do you think I can fit in my mouth?
Someone get my good glove!
Oh, gosh!
Say goodnight! That's two!
Really? Seriously? Whoa. So what do you say? Can you recommend me to the All-Star team?
You like some skills.
Speed, talent, instincts. You're enormous. You sweat too much will make the fans very uncomfortable.
Okay. Now, paging Dr. Gooden. Jealousy on line one. You feel it? You feel me? You got jealousy. Line one, Doc.
Our special thanks to Celebrity Softball Game co-MVP Kevin James for taking care of Mr. Met. You can go see Kevin in Grown Ups 2, which is in theaters right now. There are plenty of familiar faces around the ballpark tonight, no doubt, but there might just be some new names you're getting used to now. In fact, tonight's game features 39 first-time All-Stars, a new record for the Midsummer Classic. Don't forget, you can follow along on social media using the hashtag ASG. So many of baseball's legends have called New York their home. Names that go hand in hand with the history of the sport itself. Mays, Gehrig, Jackie, Ruth. And who better to talk to about this city's baseball history than the man who is so closely intertwined with all of the New York teams, Joe Torre.
I was born on July 18th, 1940. Growing up in Brooklyn and being a baseball fan, you had the Yankees and the Dodgers and the New York Giants. And of course, I took my life in my hands being a Giant fan living in Brooklyn. I hated both the Dodgers and the Yankees, and I wound up managing those two teams. So it was ironic.
When we were young, oh, we didn't know. When it got cold, ooh, we bundled up. I can't be told, I can't be done.
Baseball was amazing in New York. The World Series was always in New York. I mean, you talk about spoiled. The one indelible memory for me was 1951. Here I am, 11 years old, and Bobby Thompson knocks the Dodgers out of the postseason by hitting that unbelievable home run. The thing that sticks in your mind is the debate about the three center fielders. You had Mays, you had Duke Snider, and you had Mickey Mantle. You have to understand, I was a Giants fan, man. There was no question Willie Mays was, during my era, the most exciting player that ever played the game.
Willie Mays just brought this crowd to its feet.
In the middle 50s, you found out that the Dodgers and Giants were going to move west. It was a blow. It certainly was a blow to the city that this was going to happen. But you know, Bill Shea, it was great because all of a sudden we see the New York Mets come into being in 1962. They took one color from the Giants, one color from the Dodgers, and they put their orange and blue together and formed the New York Met organization. The best part about that is we got National League Baseball back in New York. So even though the Yankees were a big favorite, when you combine the fan base of the Giants and the Dodgers, it was pretty special.
And an early happy birthday to our good friend Joe Torre, who turned 73 on Thursday. He finished his 18-year career on the Mets and ended up managing the ball club for 5 seasons too. And oh yeah, he also brought Yankee baseball back to prominence, leading the Bronx Bombers to 4 World Series championships. But it wasn't just Torre's presence that elevated the Yankees. Every time he made the call to the bullpen to bring in the closer, opposing teams knew it was all but over. Mariano Rivera has spent 19 seasons baffling hitters and shattering records, not to mention a couple dozen bats about every 2 months, as he became the greatest closer of all time. I had a chance to sit down with a future Hall of Famer as he enters the 9th inning of his unbelievable career.
This is my kingdom come. This is my kingdom come.
We're doing this interview up here for a reason. I mean, look around you in this great city and think about how your career has played out in New York and compare that to how that might have been in some other city.
Definitely would have been different in my career. Being with the New York Yankees has been a blessing, and be part of the city of New York that have huge expectations. Being successful here has been something special.
You talk about expectations. I've sat up in that booth, I don't know how many times, watched that door swing open, and you come out of the bullpen, and what I'm always taken by is the precision. You get to the mound, everything is very dialed in. You're a perfectionist, aren't you?
I love it, yes. Yes, I am a perfectionist. I think I was made for it. I was built for it. It never gets old when those 2 doors open and I see myself crossing the field. It's business.
The greatest closer in history has the most saves in history.
To me, it's beautiful, though. I must be a masochist. They like to be in situations like that. But it's great. It's great, Joe. I mean, I won't change it. And this year being my last.
All right, are you sure? 30 saves, coming back from the knee. You're as good as you've ever, maybe better than you've ever been. Why are you walking away?
I want to leave the game knowing that I still can play the game. You know, I want to live the game the way I should do it.
It's been an honor. It's been an honor watching you do your thing.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
And this fall, look for Being Mariano on the soon-to-premiere Fox Sports 1. An unprecedented look behind the scenes of Rivera's epic last season. All right, when we come back, it's time to meet the All-Stars. They are loving it here in New York.
What I gotta say again? It's my first All-Star game, and I'm flustered.
Tuesday night, baby!
Ow! It's Tuesday night. Perfect. I'm just having fun.
Oh, hey, I'm Colin Kaepernick, and I love winning. That's why I do it so much. That's also why I use Yahoo Fantasy Football. Expert analysis, real-time player updates, and an awesome mobile app. The best thing about winning is giving the losing team a post-game hug. There he goes. Chin up, baby. Tried your best. Keep your eye on that waiver wire. It's a long season.
No, it's a long season.
Sign up today for the #1 fantasy football game.
All right, new ID pick. Let's do it.
Remove that from your mouth, please.
Why? It looks awesome.
Ready, Detective? You look great.
What is that supposed to mean?
Can I get you to look into the lens here, Captain Holt?
No, you cannot.
Okay. Smile for the camera.
I am smiling.
Can you please just tell me when to say cheese?
We don't need you to say that.
And go!
You can't do that.
Let's do an action shot.
Isn't this where the physicals are happening?
No, this is for the photo IDs.
What matters is how good I am at my job, not what I look like in some stupid photo.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Now I'm not smiling.
Get out.
You got it.
It would really help me if you just told me when to say it. When you make a mistake,
Take it. Let me get a selfie.
We don't need ropes to climb. Take it.
Hey!
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Tuesdays this fall on Fox.
Are you okay?
Yeah, man.
The 2013 MLB All-Star Game pregame show on Fox is sponsored by the all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado, strong for all the roads ahead. And on this warm night in New York, first let's meet the American League All-Star team. The coaches from the Chicago White Sox, Robin Ventura. And from the Toronto Blue Jays, John Gibbons. Now the players. From the Baltimore Orioles, Manny Machado and Chris Tillman. From the Boston Red Sox, Clay Buchholz and Dustin Pedroia. From the Chicago White Sox, Jesse Crain and Chris Sale. From the Cleveland Indians, Jason Kipnis and Justin Masterson. From the Detroit Tigers, Johnny Peralta, Prince Fielder, Justin Verlander, and Torrey Hunter. From the Houston Astros, Jason Castro. From the Kansas City Royals, Alex Gordon, Salvador Perez, and Greg Holland. From the Minnesota Twins, Glenn Perkins. From the New York Yankees, Mariano Rivera. From the Oakland Athletics, Bartolo Colon and Grant Balfour. From the Seattle Mariners, Hisashi Iwakuma and Felix Hernandez. From the Tampa Bay Rays, Ben Zobrist and Matt Moore. From the Texas Rangers, Yu Darvish, Nelson Cruz, and Joe Nathan. From the Toronto Blue Jays, Edwin Encarnacion, Brett Cecil, and Steve Delabar. And now let's meet the National League All-Star team. The coaches from your New York Mets, Terry Collins. And from the Washington Nationals, Davey Johnson. And now the players. From the Arizona Diamondbacks, Paul Goldschmidt and Patrick Corbin. From the Atlanta Braves, Freddie Freeman, Brian McCann, and Craig Kimbrell. From the Chicago Cubs, Travis Wood. From the Cincinnati Reds, Aroldis Chapman. From the Los Angeles Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw. From the Miami Marlins, Jose Fernandez. From the Milwaukee Brewers, Gene Segura and Carlos Gomez. From the Philadelphia Phillies, Dominic Brown and Cliff Lee. From the Pittsburgh Pirates, Andrew McCutchen, Pedro Alvarez, Mark Melanson, Jason Grilli, and Jeff Locke. From the St. Louis Cardinals, Matt Carpenter, Alan Craig, Edward Mujica, and Adam Wainwright. From the San Diego Padres, Everth Cabrera. From the San Francisco Giants, Marco Scutaro, Buster Posey, Madison Bumgarner, and Sergio Romo. From the Washington Nationals, Jordan Zimmerman. And now let's meet the American League manager and starting lineup. The manager from the 2012 American League champion Detroit Tigers, Jim Leyland. Leading off and playing left field from the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, Mike Trout. Batting second, the second baseman from the New York Yankees, Robinson Cano. Batting third and playing third base from the Detroit Tigers, Miguel Cabrera. Batting cleanup and playing first base from the Baltimore Orioles, Chris Davis. Batting fifth and playing right field from the Toronto Blue Jays, Jose Bautista. Batting sixth, the designated hitter from the Boston Red Sox, David Ortiz. Batting seventh and playing center field from the Baltimore Orioles, Adam Jones. Batting eighth, the catcher from the Minnesota Twins, Joe Mauer. Batting ninth and playing shortstop from the Baltimore Orioles, J.J. Hardy. And the starting pitcher, headed toward the bullpen from the Detroit Tigers, Max Scherzer. And now let's meet the National League manager and starting lineup. The manager from the 2012 World Series champion San Francisco Giants, Bruce Bochy. Leading off and playing second base from the Cincinnati Reds, Brandon Phillips. Batting second and playing right field from the St. Louis Cardinals, Carlos Beltran. Batting third, the first baseman from the Cincinnati Reds, Joey Votto. Batting fourth and playing third base from your New York Mets, David Wright. Batting fifth and playing left field from the Colorado Rockies, Carlos Gonzalez. Batting sixth, the catcher from the St. Louis Cardinals, Yadier Molina. Batting seventh, the shortstop from the Colorado Rockies, Troy Tulowitzki. Batting eighth, the designated hitter from the Colorado Rockies, Michael Kadire. And batting ninth, playing center field from the Washington Nationals, Bryce Harper. And the starting pitcher, warming up in the bullpen from your New York Mets, Matt Harvey. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2013 American League and National League All-Stars. Tonight, taking their place on baselines that are normally reserved for the game's biggest stars is an extraordinary group of men and women. Joining Major League Baseball's All-Stars this evening is a group of military service members and veterans who represent the very best in commitment, patriotism, and courage. Through People magazine and Major League Baseball's Tribute for Heroes initiative, these distinguished men and women were selected by fans based on their unique stories of valor and service. This evening, we celebrate these heroes and their families for their shared sacrifice. Tonight's honorees represent countless others in today's military and generations past who have given so much to defend and preserve our liberties. Among tonight's honorees are those who have received the military's highest citations, including the Congressional Silver Medal, Silver Star, and Purple Heart. As a lasting tribute to their service, members of the 2013 Major League Baseball All-Star teams will now present each of these heroes with a flag that was flown at their favorite team's ballpark in their honor. Tonight, as we celebrate baseball's greatest stars, let us also recognize those men and women whose selflessness and bravery protect our freedoms and enable us to gather on this evening and enjoy this great competition that it is, baseball's Midsummer Classic. Ladies and gentlemen, please join Major League Baseball and People magazine in recognizing the 2013 People Tribute for Heroes honorees. We'll take a break and continue with our pregame festivities here in New York before the All-Star game right after this.
There are just 9 of you left.
I gotta knock some people out. She's gonna have to go.
I am here to destroy you.
This, right now, is a huge, huge game-changing advantage. Their fate rests in your hands.
He played to your weaknesses.
Are you done?
MasterChef, all new, part of 2 Hours tomorrow on Fox.
Don't miss the Green family of dealerships one-day sale. $1,000 below invoice, plus you keep the rebate. Every new Buick, Chevy, Chrysler, GMC, and Hyundai. But it's for one day only, Thursday, July 18th, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. All 3 Green locations. All 1,500 vehicles available to you on sale. Get $1,000 below invoice, plus keep the rebate. Stop in or shop online at greenfamilyauto.com. Hurry, it's one day only, Thursday, July 18th, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. At your Green family of dealers. You gotta go to Green. Green, gotta go to Green.
The Super Bacon Thick Burger with 6 strips of bacon. Only at Hardee's.
It's our biggest event of the year. Get huge savings now on hundreds of Chevy tournament vehicles that were driven by the pros during the John Deere Classic. Get up to $9,000 in total value savings on Chevy Silverado, or drive home a Chevy Malibu with 0% financing for 60 months or $2,500 total cash. These tournament Chevys have low miles and big discounts, but you've got to act fast. There's a limited supply and they won't last long. Only at your select Chevy dealer of Iowa and Illinois today.
The last time I had my own late-night show, America began a decade of unmatched prosperity. Now, I'm not saying that I was responsible for that, but I'm also not saying that. Your call.
The Arsenio Hall Show. Coming this fall to your Fox 18.
Yesterday's Prophetstown fire was devastating for many in the small community, and tonight police think they have the suspects who started the blaze. Get details after the All-Star game.
A full hour of 2.5 Men. Weekdays at 5 on Fox 18.
The Chevrolet MLB All-Star pregame show on Fox is sponsored by the all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado. Strong for all the roads ahead. And now, to honor America with the singing of our national anthem, please welcome 2013 American Idol winner and 19 Entertainment recording artist, Candace Glover.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we marched were so gallantly streaming. night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
It is a hot, humid night in New York. It's the 84th MLB All-Star Game. Baseball is just around the corner. Some images from the pregame. These two teams playing to win tonight. Back with more after this.
You've reached the age where giving up isn't who you are. This is the age of knowing how to make things happen. So why let erectile dysfunction get in your way? Talk to your doctor about Viagra. 20 million men already have. Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain. It may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing. This is the age of taking action. Viagra. Talk to your doctor.
Summer barbecue is back at Burger King with the Memphis Barbecue Pulled Pork Sandwich. Delicious tender pulled pork with hickory smoked barbecue sauce. And right now, enjoy the Memphis Barbecue Pulled Pork Combo Meal with small fries and a drink for just $4.99. Burger King, where taste is king.
Two years is too long to wait. Introducing Jump from T-Mobile. Upgrade when you want, not when you're told.
There's a green monster in left field, a hill in center, kayaks in right. There are porches built 314 feet from home. There are fanatics and fanatics and fanatics, sausages and sausages. There are trouts, kings, and pandas. There's a chorus of 40,000. There are grown-ups with mitts. There are guys getting mobbed, guys getting robbed, and those who steal to applause. There are fathers and sons and friends and families, and there is always the seat that belongs to you. Make Sunday extra special. Go to MLB.com/Sunday today.
Well, here it is. It's the 84th MLB All-Star Game, and it's yours tonight on Fox. The American League, the National League, getting together on a hot night. Man, it is hot. It's hot in here in New York. Quit laughing at me. We get ready for this game, and if you're doing an All-Star Game, you're going to get slugging. That's obvious. You're going to get great pitching and slugging. Let's talk slugging. The American League lineup is stacked. It's an All-Star Game, no duh. But look at two guys in that lineup. Chris Davis, Miguel Cabrera. They are the only two guys ever in the history of the game to have 30 or more home runs, 90 or more RBIs at the All-Star break, which I know for you, an ex-player, Mr. McCarver, is mind-boggling. But we're not going to talk about hitting right now. We're going to talk about what could be a very special moment here tonight with Mariano Rivera in his final All-Star game.
Well, one of the more compelling stories in All-Star game history. When or if the American League gets a lead, will Jim Leyland, the manager of the American League, put Mariano Rivera, the greatest closer in history, into the game for the last All-Star game? Now, normally, if you're a starter in the All-Star game, that's where you want to be. But in this particular game, if you're a reserve, that may be where you want to be, because then you're guaranteed getting in the game when perhaps Mariano Rivera comes in for his last All-Star game, and you'll be there when he makes history.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So we've talked about the slugging. We've talked about the back end of the game. But at the front end of the game, we're going to see a lot of heat. We're going to see Max Scherzer, who got off to that 13-0 start for the Detroit Tigers. He comes into the break with a 13-1 record, and he's taken on the hometown kid, Matt Harvey. This place should light up when he takes the mound. And for kind of a tie-in here and a very special ceremonial first pitch, we will take you now to the public address announcer. His name, Alex Anthony.
For tonight's ceremonial first pitch, we welcome to the field one of the best starting pitchers in the history of baseball. He was named Rookie of the Year in 1967, and 2 years later was the ace of the pitching staff for the 1969 world champion Miracle Mets. During his 20-year career, he compiled 311 wins, 3,640 strikeouts, 61 shutouts, and 3 Cy Young Awards. In 1992, he was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame by the highest percentage ever recorded. Please welcome to the mound, the franchise, Tom Seaver.
All-Star Game history. Tom Seaver. He started 2. Doc Gooden. A couple All-Star Game starts. And in just a moment, Matt Harvey.
New York, the greatest baseball city in the world.
Tonight, we play in our city,
in front of our fans.
The greatest that ever played did it here.
It's the All-Star Game, only on Fox.
Head & Shoulders and Old Spice are now together in one bottle.
So we're always 100% flake-free.
While smelling 100% handsome.
And with a double dose of confidence like that.
Good happens.
Head & Shoulders with Old Spice.
Head & Shoulders and Old Spice are now together in one bottle. So I'm 100% flake-free and smell 100% handsome. Is this the way you guys always record sound?
Yes, it is.
Head & Shoulders with Old Spice.
Getting together to do some good. Priceless. Spend $10 or more with your MasterCard when you dine out, and MasterCard will donate up to $4 million to Stand Up to Cancer, one precious cent at a time.
Introducing a car company that's never made a single car. Legendary durability. Impressive mileage. Firestone tires. So unstrap the saddle, as these old stallions are ready to run. Again. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
What's better, saving a bunch or not saving at all?
A bunch.
What would you buy with all this money you saved?
I'd buy a changer machine so I could change my brother into a puppy.
Change-o machine? Couldn't you just buy an actual puppy?
But if my brother's a puppy, I could bring him to show and tell and say, here's my puppy brother.
Well, when you say it like that, it makes perfect sense.
It's not complicated. Saving is better. Come to AT&T and trade up to iPhone 5. Get it now for $99.99 when you trade in your current smartphone.
The X Factor is back. Joining us this year, Kelly Rowland, total professional.
How you doing there, cowboy?
I think everyone's going to understand Paulina.
Think you were overdoing?
Different Demi this year. She respects me. Say that again. Greg.
Greg. Like your hair.
I'm now back in control.
I like deep cuts, I cannot lie. You upper kitchen lie.
I love you girls.
The
X Factor, TV's wildest singing competition, returns this September on Fox.
The 2013 All-Star Game on Fox is sponsored by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. By AT&T, rethink possible. By Head and Shoulders with a scent of Old Spice. Take a whiff of a double dose of confidence. And by the new comedy, We're the Millers, in theaters August 7th.
I want to see this guy hit a home run.
No, I want to see this guy hit a home run.
I want to see Mike Trout rob a homer. Definitely.
I want to see Manny Machado play.
I want to see Mo get the save.
He's not the only one. David Ortiz on this 90-degree night. It's 100 degrees down on the field. Humidity 39%. Moments ago, Torrey Hunter in the American League clubhouse.
We're going to play for Mariano. For you to get out there and close the game out, all you've done, that's great stuff. But what we going to do? What we going to do? What we going to do? Eat. Good game.
When we're going outside, guys, just get everything that you guys got. Just give me the chance to be there. I mean, it's an honor, guys, and a privilege. Don't forget that, man. When you're stepping on this field, you guys should be proud what you guys all accomplish. And for me, playing with you guys can be nothing but blessing.
Boy, he's having a ball. Had a chance to sit down with him yesterday, and he said, you know, I've always been a private guy, but in this, my final year, I'm letting people in, and he is about as open as a Major League Baseball player can be, and for him, I mean, it's new territory, and it's been fun to watch. Once again, the starting lineup for the American League brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. Mike Trout leads it off in left field, and Robinson Cano bats second. Miguel Cabrera hits third. Chris Davis cleans up. Jose Bautista's in right. David Ortiz, the DH. Adam Jones is in center. Joe Mauer is the catcher. And J.J. Hardy is the shortstop batting ninth. And here is pride of the Mets on the mound right now. Matt Harvey getting an All-Star Game start. He is 24 years old. He is 7-2. He has a 2.35 ERA. And he is one of the handful of reasons, Tim, I believe this Mets franchise believes it's on the rebound and coming back.
In 1967, Tom Seaver was the franchise of the Mets, the future of the Mets. 2 years later, they won a world championship against the Baltimore Orioles. They hope the same will be true with Matt Harvey.
We saw the first pitch from Tom Seaver. As we remind you, the opening pitch is brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. We saw Tom Seaver throw out the ceremonial first pitch, and for a while there he looked like he was going 60 feet 6 inches, but he bumped it up a little bit. A nice moment here in New York, and here are the Ford keys to the game.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's the easiest key of the year for me, and it's one key. How do you score against the game's best? And that will always be the mantra of any All-Star game. Pitching usually dominates. We'll see how it goes tonight.
I guess the answer is you stock your lineup filled with guys that have 30 home runs at the All-Star break and hope for the best.
What a lineup.
What a lineup that'll be started by Mike Trout against Matt Harvey. When we were doing that rollout to break, I talked about the All-Star game starts for the Mets. You've got Matt Harvey, the third New York Met to get a chance to start an All-Star game. Seaver started 1. Gooden started 2. Harvey is starting 1 here in his first full season in the big leagues, and the way he's going, it probably won't be his last.
He needs more run support from the Mets, but by the way, Doc Gooden started for those two great teams, won a world championship in 1986 and then in 1988 when they lost to the Dodgers in the LCS.
So Dwight is here. Mike Trout is here. The home plate umpire tonight is John Hirschbeck, 30-year-old veteran. He's the crew chief. He is umpiring his third All-Star game, and he is joined by Wally Bell at first, Larry Vanover at second, Paul Elmel over at third. Down the left field line, it's Rob Drake. Chad Fairchild umpiring in his first All-Star game is down the right field line, and off we go. That is fair down the right field line, and on the first pitch, Mike Trout ends up with a double. And just for good measure, the Millville, New Jersey native goes head first into second base.
Grew up about equidistant to New York and Philadelphia. He chose the Phillies and the Eagles as his teams. Doubles on his first pitch tonight. He's impressive.
I mean, is there any doubt? If you're Mike Trout, you go up there and you look for a first pitch fastball.
That's right.
And we're going to see a lot of fastballs from Matt Harvey, who has shown already a ton of personality as Robinson Cano digs in. I'm sure you saw the little tape piece he did with Jimmy Fallon going around the city of New York talking about Matt Harvey, and it was Matt Harvey doing the interviews even to Mets fans.
Nobody knew him.
Yeah, that'll change.
Oh yeah,
and change quickly. Here's Robinson Cano, runner at second with nobody out. The first pitch, 97-mile-per-hour fastball upstairs, ball one. Cano is hitting .302, tied for 7th in the American League with his 21 home runs, and just simply one of the most productive second basemen while at the plate in the history of the game. So Trout at second, and now Cano is drilled on the right knee.
Oh boy. Hope it's above the right knee.
It goes without saying, you go into an all-star game and you just hope and pray all of these organizations that their players return healthy, and he's the one guy the Yankees have been able to rely on all year long, with a lineup filled with superstars who were injured. And now here's Cano just getting hit, looked like right on the outside of the right knee.
Sometimes you try to get out of the way and you just freeze, and that's what appeared to happen to Robbie. Let's take a listen. That did not appear to get him enough on the upper thigh for Joe Girardi to feel good about that. Joe Girardi, of course, the manager of the Yankees.
So as Cano figures out if he's okay to continue in this game, Pepsi is proud to announce its national partnership with all-star second baseman Robinson Cano, and thank goodness he's okay to at least attempt to run the bases. Pepsi recently launched the iconic summer program, which provides access and experiences to sports, music, and entertainment through the brand's exclusive partnerships. Visit Pepsi.com for details and your chance to win an iconic summer experience with Cano. So let's hope he's all right, as Miguel Cabrera, I mean, look at these numbers.
Staggering.
Triple Crown winner from last season, and his numbers this year just dwarf what he was doing at the All-Star break last year. Runners on at first and second with nobody out. A double, then a hit batsman. And this one is foul for strike one. Look at the difference for a guy who won the Triple Crown last year and the numbers at the All-Star break last year to this year.
41 points higher with the batting average, 12 more home runs, and 24 more RBIs. It's just unbelievable. And you've got to rank him among the top 10 hitters in the history of the game.
Those numbers, by the way, the comparison in 7 more games this year, but still.
True.
Here is the first non-fastball, and Cabrera was out in front of it and smiles after being fooled on that pitch, probably that changeup from Harvey for strike two.
Good changeup, and the reason Miguel Cabrera can smile like that, he's one of the great 2-strike hitters in the history of the game, and is more inclined to go to right field. He sees the ball deeper with 2 strikes.
Runners on at first and second, nobody out, and that one is up and away from Matt Harvey. The plan was for Matt Harvey to go 2 innings. The way he started in this first inning with the trouble he's already in, he may be hard-pressed to go 2 when you take into consideration how everybody's worried about a pitch count in a game like this.
He needs a double play ball and able to do that.
That is down and in, and the count evens 2-2. We will try to give you our best guess as to a couple of things from these managers, how the pitching will fall the rest of this game, and who will most likely be left in case of a tie. A double, a hit batsman, and a 2-2 pitch. Out number 1. And Harvey gets the strikeout.
Right on the money. Yadier Molina setting up outside. The ball was outside. Good slider from Harvey.
David Wright was pleased to see it, but what the Yankees won't be pleased to see is Robinson Cano heading off the field.
Boy, that's not good.
So he gets hit on the right knee, and Cano is going to have to leave the ball game. Here it is again.
Too much knee.
Dustin Pedroia will come into the game and take over. But right now you just have to hope that it's a day-to-day thing for Cano. Now it's 2 on with 1 out for Chris Davis. And there's 98 from Harvey for strike 1. Cano went right by the mound when he left the field, and I'm sure Harvey, that can't make him feel good on a night like this.
Nope.
I don't know if he said something to him, but he was very close to him.
Empathetic, yes.
That's on the outside corner at 99 in the count 0-2.
Two pretty tough fastballs right there. Up and in at 98, and then a tailing fastball at 99.
Framed by Yadier Molina. Now the 0-2 pitch. Reaching out and floating it into center field. That is caught by Bryce Harper. 2 out.
That is textbook pitching right there. Up and in with the fastball, tailing fastball, 0-2 pitch, make him reach. And that's what Harvey did. Changeup, off the plate, reaching, 2 outs.
And so now after first and second, nobody out. It's first and second, 2 out, and Jose Bautista will be the hitter. As you know, home field advantage in the upcoming World Series on the line here tonight. The National League has won the last 3 All-Star games.
Go ahead.
96 from Harvey, strike 1. And the team of the home field advantage has won each of the last 4 World Series and 22 of the last 27. It is no small advantage that's on the line here tonight. 2 on, 2 out. Strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes on Bautista. Fourth All-Star game for Bautista. Led the AL in home runs in 2010, 2011. That is a foul ball. Moments ago, when Robinson Cano came out, he gave Matt Harvey a little wink. So we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. Two and 2.
Notice how Bautista's left foot is pigeon-toed. That keeps him back. A little reminder, stay back, stay back.
A guy who's bounced around in different organizations, the Cubs, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh. He has found a home north of the border. Here's a 2-2. Inning over.
Here's Chuck from Out of Sight.
Sorry.
Oh, check out that new look from Pepsi.
Today I feel a little bit different. Oh. change the world. I can change the world. I guess it's true, 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 yeah. I feel like I woke this morning and I could change the world.
I have a smidge of drugs down in Mexico. Bring it back, I'll pay you $100,000.
I need a big family to help me get across the border.
You can't buy me.
I'm renting you. Like Pretty Woman.
Hi, Mom.
Really? You had me steal from a Mexican drug lord.
You all die now.
My wife, she's just a cheap stripper.
Prove it.
Shake your body.
Have some respect. That's your mother. We're the Millers. Rated R. August 7th.
Two years is too long to wait. Introducing Jump from T-Mobile. Upgrade when you want, not when you're told.
He's a 20 years straight, get to work on time. He's loved one woman for all his life. Everybody knows he ain't just tough. He's strong. Strong. He'll pick you up and won't let you down. Rock solid inside out. Somebody you can trust. Steady as the sun. Ain't nothing gonna knock him off the road he's rolling on.
The all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado. Strong for all the roads ahead.
He's strong.
Once again, the starting lineup for the National League brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. Brandon Phillips leads it off at second base. Carlos Beltran in right. Joey Votto is hitting third. Then David Wright, Carlos Gonzalez, Yadier Molina, Troy Tulowitzki, Michael Kadires the DH, and Bryce Harper is in center batting ninth. And here is the right-hander Max Scherzer, who started the season 13-0. He comes into the break 13-1. And he takes on Brandon Phillips. Bottom of the first, no score, and a fastball misses up and away. Dustin Pedroia is the first replacement of the game for Robinson Cano, who was hit on the right knee by that Matt Harvey fastball in the top of this first. Here's a 1-0. Got under it. Out into shallow left center field. Out goes Hardy. In comes Trout. And Mike Trout has it. 1 out.
Check those shoes on Max Scherzer. I usually have golf balls that color, so I can find them. Check that out. Max is snappy tonight. What a great guy and having a remarkable year. Great stuff.
I think he got him from the same vendor as Adam Jones out in center field.
Yes, he did.
Here's a fastball at 95 that misses up and away. Look at those.
You have a golf ball that color, then you better find it or you're really bad.
First pitch of ball. Now the next to Beltran is in for strike one. Carlos played in New York for the Mets. He's had a fantastic 2-year run in St. Louis. He was an all-star last year. He's at the end of a 2-year deal. Here's a 1-1 pitch. 8th time he's an all-star. Former Rookie of the Year with the Kansas City Royals. Had that great postseason with the Houston Astros. Signed a big deal with the Mets. Was bothered by bad knees at the end of his time with the Mets, but for the most part the Cardinals and now manager Mike Matheny have been able to manage his legs and keep him in the lineup on a regular basis.
I think he wants to come back to St. Louis. Chris Sale now, the left-hander from Chicago, warming.
Here is a 2-2 from Scherzer. Beltran did not go. So a reprieve for the third base umpire Paul Emmel as Beltran came close. Here's a 3-2. To the right side. Davis makes the play. The toss to Scherzer. 2 out. With the second inning coming up, season of the whiff brought to you by Head and Shoulders. If a pitcher strikes out the side, 3 up, 3 down in the second inning, Head and Shoulders will donate a cool $1 million to reviving baseball in the inner city. And it looks like that will be Matt Harvey going back out there for inning number 2. Here's Joey Votto.
Matt Harvey will probably be opposed by Chris Sale in the bottom of the second.
Good breaking ball from Scherzer, strike 1. Votto, a 4-time All-Star, the MVP in the National League in 2010. Won a Gold Glove Award 2 years ago. Here's an 0-1. 0-2. It is somebody's going to have to earn the money, because in the history of the All-Star game, nobody's ever struck out the side in the second inning.
How about that?
Pedro came close back in '99.
He struck out 2 of the 3 that he faced in the second inning, striking out 5 of 6 in the 2 innings of work in what was our most memorable All-Star game, when Ted Williams came out there. And what a memorable evening.
That's strike 3, and Max Scherzer, who appears finished at 13-1 on the year, representing the Detroit Tigers, has to feel good about that start. After 1 in New York, All-Star game, no score.
Before Captain Carolyn Hughes was a peacekeeper in Haiti, before Colonel William Hughes flew 1,000 combat hours in Vietnam, before Colonel John Hughes Jr. jumped into Normandy on D-Day, and Captain John Anderson Hughes rode with the cavalry in World War I, and before Corporal Robert Hughes joined the Spanish-American War. There were families connected to the belief that freedom was worth fighting for. Join us in thanking all those connected with defending the American dream at bankofamerica.com/troopthanks. Each time you do, we'll donate $1 to help veterans and their families succeed here at home.
This is Ann. She just graduated and got a freelance gig. It's not going very well, so she's coming to the new Samsung Experience Shop at Best Buy to find all the Galaxy devices she needs and get personalized demos, which means less of this and more of this. Well done, Ann. The Samsung Experience Shop, the place to find the latest Galaxy devices and get hands-on help. Only at Best Buy stores nationwide.
We are the greatest lawmen that ever lived and died. I'm dead.
This'll tickle a bit. Welcome to the RIPD.
Come on, Ruffy. Got you some new ID. You don't look like you anymore.
I'm an old Chinese guy? What about you? Well, I guess you win.
This world's for the living, and RIPD is gonna keep it that way.
I'm okay. Nothing to see. Gotta go.
RIPD opens Friday. Early showings Thursday night. Rated PG-13.
The 2013 All-Star Game on Fox is sponsored by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds. Matt Harvey threw 17 pitches in the first inning. Here in the second, he will deal with the DH, David Ortiz, then Adam Jones, center fielder, then Joe Mauer. No score. Harvey allowed the first 2 to reach a double, then a hit batsman. Unfortunately, Robinson Cano had to come out of the game, and here's a breaking ball from Harvey for strike 1. David Ortiz in the history of the DH, which came into baseball back in 1973. Name a category, and he is leading it. Good changeup from Harvey, and it's 2 quick strikes.
He's the best designated hitter in the history of designated hitting. Came into place in lineups, major league lineups, in 1973.
Here's the 0-2. Got under it into center field, and back a few is Harper. 1 out, and we will send it down to Erin Andrews with Tom Seaver.
Joe, thanks so much. And Mr. Seaver, read a lot about you practicing that first pitch out there in your vineyard back in California. How would you grade yourself on the mound tonight?
I would be no prospect whatsoever. Prospect too old and no life on his fastball.
Let's talk about a guy who has obviously got a lot of life out there, and Matt Harvey. And before we came on the air, you and I talked about the jitters of a first All-Star game, let alone being in front of your home crowd. What's it like?
Well, it's something that if you love baseball in the sense the way I did, in the sense I mean, my parents used to talk about me playing in the backyard with imaginary friends. You know, I would run around as a kid yelling in the backyard. Nobody else is out there but my imaginary friends. So I was wrapped into it. And then you get into it and you make the All-Star game, which I did my first year. Instead, I went to Anaheim, and you're in the clubhouse, you know, with the errands and the mazes, and it's a dream come true. And all of a sudden you're pitching, and you know, it said, this is what you love to do, Tom. Go get them, you know, and you'll do well. Great experiences in an All-Star game. Yeah.
Great catching up with you. Thanks so much for your time.
All right, Tom Seaver and Erin Andrews, you caught that man in an All-Star game.
Throwing bullets in the 1967 All-Star game. He finished the game won by the National League on a home run by Tony Perez in the 15th.
A ball and 2 strikes on Adam Jones.
Tom Seaver, the first drop and drive pitcher that I remember, he dropped so low with his right leg that he sometimes wore a knee guard on his right knee. You could not get on top of his fastball.
There are his numbers in a Mets uniform. That pitch is down and in, and the count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And there's a lot, too, for this Mets organization. Tom Seaver being here with Matt Harvey making this start here tonight in front of the hometown fans. Here's one foul. Past the other guy, David Wright, who finally gives the Mets really an ambassador. And this is a guy who was re-upped. An 8-year deal in December. He could have played it out and ended up in another organization, but he came here as a kid. He wants to see this organization turn it around, and they have a solid human being, just a really good man in David Wright. See Doc Gooden, who was a star back in the 80s here with the Mets, but a really good man to kind of be the face of this franchise.
I think the word ambassador is the perfect word for that man right there.
And you get the feeling he'll be one of those guys that comes back, that is a part of this organization the rest of his life.
Yep.
That one bounces in to Adam Jones, and with 1 out, it's a full count on the American League center fielder. Joe Mauer on deck. There's Darryl Strawberry, who has turned his life around, living just outside of the city of St. Louis and back here in Queens. 1 out with the bases empty. A 3-2 pitch to Jones is slapped out and fouled away.
Now, forget about walking Adam Jones. He went through one stretch this year where he went 183 plate appearances without a walk. 183 plate appearances.
I mean, you have to try to do that.
Yeah, you do.
Here is another 3-2 pitch, and he strikes out on a 98-mile-per-hour fastball up and in. 2 out.
Out of the strike zone, but as we said, Adam, if it's close, he's hacking, and he did and struck out.
Adam Jones, one of 3 Orioles elected to start, joining Chris Davis, who flied out to center his first time up, and J.J. Hardy, who will bat here in the second if Mauer can reach. 2 out, nobody on. A tight breaking ball misses for ball 1. Joe Mauer has put together an incredible career as a catcher for the Minnesota Twins. It's his 6th All-Star game. 4th time he's a starter. He lines out to left, caught by Gonzalez, former MVP and a 3-time batting champ. 2 scoreless, put up by Matt Harvey, and they love it here in New York.
Good is in every Blue Diamond almond. From whole natural to wasabi and soy sauce. Good is a catalyst. Good is contagious. It's a wonderful feeling, a magical feeling. And once it gets going, there's no stopping what you can do. Get your good going. Blue Diamond Almonds.
From above the world of cars.
Man, that's nasty.
Attitude.
Kick some tail, buddy.
Meets altitude.
You think you'll be okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Keep watching the game for a special sneak peek at Disney's Planes in 3D August 9th, rated PG.
Head & Shoulders and Old Spice are now together in one bottle.
So we're always 100% flake-free.
While smelling 100% handsome.
And with a double dose of confidence like that.
Good happens.
Head & Shoulders with Old Spice.
Head & Shoulders and Old Spice are now together in one bottle. So I'm 100% flake-free and smell 100% handsome. Is this the way you guys always record sound?
Yes, it is.
Head & Shoulders with Old Spice.
Hey, what's the biggest number you can think of?
A trillion, billion, zillion.
That's pretty big. How about you?
10.
Okay. How about you?
Infinity.
Can you top that?
Infinity in 1.
Actually, we are looking for infinity plus infinity. Sorry.
What about infinity times infinity? Oh.
It's not complicated. Bigger is better, and AT&T has the nation's largest 4G network.
This summer,
You're gonna need this.
thrilling adventure, heroic performance. The Ford Summer Spectacular Sales Event, featuring blockbuster deals.
He's the best chance we got.
Now, during the Ford Summer Spectacular, get a blockbuster deal with $1,000 matching down bonus cash. Now playing at a Ford dealer near you.
You'll probably never bat in the 9th inning of Game 7. Or have to make a shot with 20,000 fans screaming at you. Or choreograph an original touchdown dance. But you do have a sport, and every weekend is your chance to take the field. Lowe's, never stop improving.
Matt Harvey getting congratulations after 2 scoreless innings. He allowed the first 2 to reach in the first inning with a double and a hit batsman, but I'd say he's got the stuff to get around that. There's Davey Johnson, who got a wonderful ovation here in front of his former fans.
Very nice.
Here's David Wright, grounds to third, backhanded stop by Cabrera, long throw for the out. And with Chris Sale on the mound, he takes care of out number 1, and now it's time for the T-Mobile All-Star Jump. Here is Erin Andrews.
Joe, thanks so much. I'm here with Matt Harvey. Your manager, Terry Collins, said there's no way this will be an exhibition game for you. How'd you feel out there?
I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, this crowd's awesome. They've been awesome all year. And, you know, it definitely helped that I was pitching at home. And, you know, the guys are all great. They all helped me through it. And you know, it was a lot of fun.
All right, come on. Jitters, though? How'd you feel?
That was good.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what it was. I was a little nervous warming up in the bullpen. And then once I got in the mound, that was fine.
Yeah, we talked earlier about you hitting Robinson Cano. Obviously, you feel bad about it. Any words exchanged with you?
No, I mean, you know, I tried to go in and you know, that sometimes happens. And,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't mean to, obviously. And, you know, I feel terrible. But, you know, my apologies definitely go out to him.
All right, thanks so much. Joe.
All right, Aaron, thank you. That brought to you by T-Mobile's new upgrade program, Jump, the best upgrade program in America. As Carlos Gonzalez stands in, Carlos, batting with 1 out, nobody on, and a 1-1 pitch fouled out of play, strike 2.
Of all the left-handed pitchers, I have not taken a poll of left-handed hitters throughout baseball, but of all the left-handed pitchers in the game, I would bet you that Chris Sale would be the pitcher that left-handed hitters would least like to face. This guy is nasty.
And look at that. I mean, that's your point right there.
Exactly.
This is one of the game's best hitters, and he missed this pitch by how far?
Well, he got 1 strike on a slider, and now another strike on a slider. Left-handers do not get in line to hit against Chris Sale.
And so even though Sale comes into this game under 500, people talk about run support. His ERA is good at 2.85, 5th best in the American League. And for Chris Sale, he's got that across the body delivery as he now deals with Yadier Molina, who comes into the All-Star break leading the league in hitting. Strike 1. Yadier Molina dealing with this delivery from Chris Sale.
Much easier to take from the right side than the left.
That's outside, a ball and a strike. Yadier's in his 10th season. It's his 5th All-Star game, 5-time Gold Glove Award winner. And whereas he was once a guy, Tim, and we've talked about it on a Saturday telecast before, once a guy that Tony La Russa said, I don't care if he hits 0. He's going to be my catcher every day, and we can win with him because of how good he is behind the plate. Well, now his offense is caught up with his catching.
Yeah, to further that, Tony said he could be 0 for the season. He'd still be my catcher.
Well, he's 0 for 1 in this All-Star game as he flies it into shallow center. Adam Jones is there, and quick and easy in the second for Chris Sale. No score after 2. Back after this from your local Fox station.
Tonight, a commission decides what to do with the elephants at Niabi Zoo. Find out their vote and what's next for the popular exhibit after the All-Star game.
The heat and humidity will continue. We'll find out just how long after tonight's All-Star game with your latest Foxcast.
This is Pete, or as we call him, Play It Again Pete. Pete never gives up, which is why the Iowa Lottery's new Summer Cash Play It Again promotion is just right for him. Summer Cash features 6 scratch games with great cash prizes, but you can also enter your non-winning tickets online in a drawing for 40 cash prizes totaling $250,000. So be like Pete. Visit ialottery.com for more Summer Cash details and get your tickets today.
You can choose to blend in. Or you can choose to blend out. The all-new 2014 Lexus IS. See Lujack Lexus of the Quad Cities. Bacon thick burger with 6 strips of bacon. Only at Hardee's.
Winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong. Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
This is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The Action Team.
Action Team. Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
Miguel Cabrera is the most interesting Triple Crown winner in the world.
Umpires ask him where the pitch was. He once hit a baseball so hard, it needed stitches. The strike zone doesn't apply to him. Cabrera, he doesn't always wear a crown, but when he does, he makes it a triple crown.
Go deep, my friends.
Go deep, my friends.
Go deep.
First Tiger to win back-to-back batting titles since Ty Cobb. He did it those 3 years, and I think, and you touched on this when we went around the order the first time, top 10 of all time, clearly the best hitter in the game now.
No question about it.
I mean, I know the Triple Crown and what he's doing, but he combines everything, and we just saw him make a good play at third base.
Strong arm from third.
Here's a guy with a strong arm. Clayton Kershaw, the left-hander, who this season has a 1.98 ERA. All he's done since coming up to the Dodgers is win. He's only 25 years old. It's his third All-Star game. He's 69-43 with a career ERA of 2.69. He can light up a radar gun. He's a good athlete. And he finds strike one on J.J. Hardy. And now ball one on J.J. Hardy. Did you know that Clayton Kershaw wears number 22 in honor of Will the Thrill Clark? He was high school teammates with Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford, and he turned down a scholarship to play football at A&M. He chose wisely, and here he is one of, if not the game's best.
And very deceptive too, with that little right leg kick right there.
Fouled back, good rip by Hardy. It was a productive shortstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Felix Hernandez getting ready from the Mariners for the American League out in the bullpen. Chris Sale had a quick and easy second inning. Here's a 2-2. A shot in the air to left center field. Back to get it is Harper. One down here in the third inning, and for a report on the knee of Robinson Cano, here's Kenny Rosenthal.
Joe, it's actually the quadriceps, and Tampa Bay Rays trainer Ron Porterfield is the American League trainer here, and he said that Cano should be fine. I also spoke with Max Scherzer about those orange shoes. Now, Joe, Max, as you know, has 2 different color eyes, and he said the shoes were something of a secret weapon. The hitters were seeing orange, brown, and blue.
Yeah. He's got a blue eye, a brown eye, and then he's got his orange shoes. So different colored eyes and crazy colored shoes.
It's like hitting against a rainbow.
Yeah, it is. Not a particularly pretty one. First pitch up and away for a ball. Batter is Mike Trout, who doubled his first time up, jumped on the first pitch from Matt Harvey and hit it right down the right field line toward the corner. The count's 2-0. It's Trout now, Pedroia on deck, and if anybody gets on, the Triple Crown winner Miguel Cabrera. Here's a 2-0. Into right, easy for Beltran. 2 out. The Chevrolet MLB All-Star Game is sponsored by the all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado. Strong for all the roads ahead. With 2 out, nobody on, the batter will be Dustin Pedroia. And one of our favorite players we get a chance to cover, and we've covered him quite a bit.
Talk about a guy who leaves it all on the field.
The first from Kershaw is on the inside corner. Dustin in his 4th All-Star game. The 2007 Rookie of the Year and a World Champ. That year as the Red Sox swept the Colorado Rockies. He was the 2008 MVP. And you can see he is a little guy, but he takes a big rip. The count 0-2. They're reporting X-rays negative on Robinson Cano, just to add to Ken's report. As you said, and I agree with you, the ball looked like it got a lot of knee, but evidently the pain moved up into the quad.
It's good news.
So the base is empty. The 0-2 is up and away, ball 1. If Pedroia can reach, Cabrera will bat here in the third, and Dustin just got a piece. This is where Cano was hitting in the number 2 spot.
Pedroia swings so hard that you think he's out of control, but he's not. It's a hard swing, and he's under control. That's the odd part of swinging that hard, but a guy who makes consistent contact.
Here's a 1-2 out in front of it. And the at-bat continues. If you are just joining us, that took place in the first inning, and still listening to it makes you cringe. No hit on the right knee by Matt Harvey. Here's another 1-2. Pedroia into right. Beltran got a jump. Easy out, and the inning is over. We move into the bottom of the third inning here in New York. No score. AL-NL in the 84th All-Star Game.
A woman and her truck. A woman, her truck, and a 1,200-pound passenger. And 2 bodies with 1 mind. And a ribbon that goes on her wall, not in her hair. The all-new Chevy Silverado with the best available towing and a full-size pickup. Strong for all the roads ahead.
I've been around long enough to recognize the people who are out there owning it. The ones getting involved and staying engaged. They're not afraid to question the path they're on. Because the one question they never want to ask is, how did I end up here? I started Schwab for those people. People who want to take ownership of their investments like they do in every other aspect of their lives.
This Friday.
Is that your sniper?
Your flag retired, extremely dangerous.
Red 2 is even better than the original.
Good show.
It's a lot of fun with non-stop action and the perfect cast.
When you mess with me, this is what you get.
Wow.
Red 2 is the best action comedy of the summer.
Awesome.
Red 2. Rated PG-13. Opens Friday. Special preview 7 p.m. Thursday.
The little rascal is finally asleep.
Good job.
Thank you. So it's Friday night. You want to do something?
Like what?
We could watch a movie, or you could just text message your friends for the rest of the night.
I'm not texting.
What are you doing?
Just figuring out our Friday night. I'll go get the popcorn.
Thank you. I love you.
Control your TV and get personalized show recommendations with Watch On the Samsung Galaxy S4.
Summer barbecue is back at Burger King with the Memphis Barbecue Pulled Pork Sandwich. Delicious tender pulled pork with hickory smoked barbecue sauce. And right now, enjoy the Memphis Barbecue Pulled Pork Combo Meal with small fries and a drink for just $4.99. Burger King, where taste is king.
You're working hard, you know that it's true. You need a brand new soap that works hard too. You are the worst architect in the world.
There's a headless horseman running around Sleepy Hollow.
That's great.
The 2013 All-Star Game on Fox is sponsored by the all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado, strong for all the roads ahead. Chris Sale back for another inning. He will deal with Troy Tulowitzki, who just came back off the disabled list, had a fractured rib. His numbers when he went down were eye-popping. And he is year in, year out one of the most productive middle infielders this game has to offer. Sale finds a strike, and the count's 1-1. Third All-Star game for Tulowitzki. And he's one of 2 players in this game with a .340 average or better, 15 or more home runs. The other's Cabrera. Big swing, and the count 1-2. Patrick Corbin, the left-hander, getting ready out in the bullpen. That's foul. Tulowitzki, Tim, is one of those guys that, like we've said about another number 2 that plays in this city, Derek Jeter. He's the kind of guy that in a game 7, 9th inning, he's thinking to himself, hit the ball to me.
Yeah.
I'll make the play. Get me to the plate. I'll get the hit. He's a very confident ball player.
And a guy coming back, he only played 3 games after that fractured rib. There are a lot of guys who would take the All-Star break, rest, and then play after it, but not Tulo.
He strikes out on a nasty pitch, down and in. Second strikeout for Sale, and we listen in. Sounds of the game to second baseman from the Reds, Brandon Phillips.
There you go, boss. Hey, thank you for everything.
Hey, so I got you, this is our unit coin from the first Ranger battalion. That's why I served in the Army. So
oh,
if you wanna,
thanks, man. It's an honor, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for everything, too,
Hey,
man.
thank you, man.
It's
This
an
has
honor,
been
man.
awesome.
Oh, this is awesome, man. Wow. Beautiful. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I know exactly where I'm going to put this in my house, too. Yes. Thank you.
A genuine moment between those two. Brandon Phillips, one of the game's really good guys.
One of the best second basemen defensively I've ever seen.
Here's Michael Kadire. Kadire representing the Colorado Rockies with a guy hitting in front of him, Tulowitzki. And a guy 2 spots in front of Tulowitzki, Carlos Gonzalez. So the Colorado Rockies are well represented here in this starting lineup. A team that comes into the break 4.5 out in the NL West. Kadire had that 27-game hitting streak. And he is enjoying life in Denver. With 1 out, nobody on, a 1-ball, 2-strike count from Sale, and a check swing foul. We're going to hear from Robinson Cano after Kadire does something here with 1 out in the 3rd. There's Robinson Cano, who is preparing to sit down with Ken Rosenthal. Here's a 1-2. This is Sale off the mound. He finds the ball in his glove, gets the out. NL still doesn't have a base runner, and down to Ken Rosenthal we go.
We're here with Robinson Cano. Robinson, it's a right quadriceps contusion. How does it feel right now?
I mean, just a little tight, but thanks God I'm working good. So, thanks God, bad damage or anything like that. So, just was nice for the next 2 days.
Now you're the one Yankee who can't get hurt. You're gonna be okay for Friday?
Yeah, I'll be good for Friday.
How disappointed were you to have to come out of the game?
I mean, of course you are. I mean, all you want to do is just play your game, enjoy. It's a nice city of New York with the beautiful fans, and but I mean that's part of life. You gotta know how it's better, and just take it easy and watch the guy win it all.
Thanks, Robinson. Joe, back to you.
All right, Kenny, thank you. So he's scared Yankee fans, and as Ken said, he's the one guy that can't get hurt. Alex Rodriguez working his way back on his minor league rehabilitation assignment. Derek Jeter came back for a day, and then he had a quad injury. Teixeira's finished for the year. Granderson has hardly played and working back from that broken pinky. It's been a painful year for the Yankees injury-wise, but they're only 5 games out in the loss column in the AL East.
How about Tampa Bay, only 2.5 behind the Boston Red Sox?
They are good for a couple of good long winning streaks under Joe Madden year after year.
Unbelievable.
Bryce Harper hits a little chopper up the third baseline, and the count evens 2-2 as it rolls foul. You want to look at the American League East, as Tim talked about Tampa Bay. You've got Boston, 69 wins last year. They've already got 58 this year. What a difference John Farrell has made, and he has really helped turn that team around. You see for the Yankees, A-Rod, Jeter, Teixeira, Granderson, 16 combined hits. And for Toronto, the starters have an ERA over 5, and Jose Reyes missed 65 games. That's a line drive caught by Cabrera. We go into the 4th inning here in New York. NL still doesn't have a base runner. We still don't have a run. Nothing. Favor of nobody.
getting together to do some good. Priceless. Spend $10 or more with your MasterCard when you dine out, and MasterCard will donate up to $4 million to Stand Up to Cancer, one precious cent at a time.
One more.
One more. Oh, one more. Go, one more. Come on.
One more.
Let's go, son. Come on. One more.
Do one more. Proven hydration to help replace what you sweat out.
One more. One more.
Light, crisp flavors. Gatorade Frost.
Oh, hey, I'm Colin Kaepernick, and I love winning. That's why I do it so much. That's also why I use Yahoo Fantasy Football. Expert analysis, real-time player updates, and an awesome mobile app. The best thing about winning is giving the losing team a post-game hug. There he goes. Chin up, baby. Tried your best. Keep your eye on that waiver wire. It's a long season.
You know, no, it's a long season.
Sign up today for the #1 fantasy football game.
Jackie Robinson, a black man in white baseball.
You don't belong here. I'm not going anywhere.
42. Own the Blu-ray combo pack today.
Honey, is he too into this car thing?
Definitely the Quattro.
Honey?
Huh? A5. What? Did you say something?
How does the HTC One smartphone rate with our blue shirt? We asked Stephanie to beta test one.
It's got some really cool new features, like Blink Feed, where I can see everything I care about on one screen. HTC Zoe is pretty amazing. My favorite part is taking a bunch of photos and video and combining them into one image. Check it out. The sound on this thing, booming. This is bad news for my old phone.
Beta tested, blue shirt approved. Get your HTC One on Sprint now for $99.99. And save even more when you trade in any working phone. Only at Best Buy.
Can't believe I didn't get the start. This body was made for the hot corner.
Hey, King of Queens. That's my position.
David Wright?
Let's do this!
Oh, what's up, Wright? What's up, Wright?
Ooh, sorry, ma'am.
Okay, that's clearly yours.
Oh, yeah.
Real grown up, Kevin.
It is David Wright at third base, and he will likely get 3 at-bats, that according to his manager, Bruce Bochy. As we move into the 4th inning here, not a base runner yet for the National League. The American League put their first 2 on, but nothing since. And Patrick Corbin, the left-hander, 11-1, 2.35 ERA in his first All-Star game. Gets to face Miguel Cabrera and drives him off the plate with ball 1.
Patrick did not lose a game in his first 16 starts for the D-backs.
That's out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. His first loss was to the Mets here on July 2nd.
Remember Jim Leyland telling us before the game he does not understand starting all-star players for 3 innings and then putting in reserves for 6.
Somebody is going to have to dodge that bat. And looking down there, thankfully they did. Hit an empty seat. And Cabrera.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Is it ever worth it? Are you kidding? A Miguel Cabrera bat? Whew.
Nobody's ever won back-to-back Triple Crowns. Here's a shot into the gap in right center field. This ball's going to get down. And 1 hop off the wall. Cabrera's got a double to start this 4th inning.
Yeah, with 2 strikes, it just doesn't matter with Cabrera. Seeing the ball deeply into the zone, a breaking ball, a hanger. Well, look at the eyes right on that ball. Fat part of the bat. He does that a lot. Another double to lead off the inning. Trout did it in the first inning.
The 8-time All-Star, starting for the second time, is in with that leadoff double, and now Chris Davis. Chris Davis, part of a 2011 trade that the Rangers, if they could undo, would undo. Not only did they give up this guy who was blocked at first base and had not shown consistent power, the opportunities he got at the big league level, they also traded away Tommy Hunter, who's a big part of the bullpen for the Orioles, as they tried to add to their bullpen and get Koji Uehara. That was the year the Rangers came so close, down to the final out 2 times in Game 6, but lost in 7 games to the St. Louis Cardinals.
And Buck Showalter had formerly been the manager of the Texas Rangers about 5 or 6 years ago. Was high on Chris Davis, made the trade, instrumental in making the trade, and has it ever paid off?
What a job Buck Showalter has done with the Orioles. Yep. And you talk to these players, and we did over the last couple of days, they love playing for Buck Showalter.
You made a comment when we did a Yankees-Oriole game about how working for ESPN may have helped Showalter. I've been thinking about that, and I think you're right. It gives you a different view, a more breadth of the game when you see it 3 stories higher than seeing it from the dugout, which is often the worst place that a manager can view a game.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Chris Davis, who flied to center. His first time up, Harvey had him off balance. Here's a 2-2 pitch and a line drive off the glove of Votto. Cabrera will hold at third. It's 1st and 3rd with nobody out. Now this one trickles away as it hit the knee of Corbin, but he's able to get on top of it as Davis hit one off Votto's glove. And Joey's looking up at the screen, the scoreboard here, to see how close he came, and it's a hit, a single for Chris Davis.
Joey Votto is a very good first baseman. It looked like Joey didn't quite get the jump that he usually gets. May have lost it in a white shirt in the stands. Cabrera understandably had to hold up with nobody out.
Yeah, I would agree with you. A little move to the right and then maybe a late jump by Votto. Now 1st and 3rd for the American League, and you saw the stat. It's been 17 innings since they last scored. They've lost the last 3 All-Star games, and in each of the games they managed only 6 hits, 2 runs. There the runners on. Cabrera, Davis, a 1-0 to Bautista. 2-0. Misses inside. It's 2-0. Jose has hit 20 home runs. That's the 10th best total in the American League. 4-time All-Star waits. And the 2-0 is hit in the air to center. That should be deep enough. Cabrera will tag, as does Davis. Cabrera tags and scores, and we have our first run of the night. Driven in by Bautista, and the AL takes a 1-0 4th inning lead. It started with a double to right center by Cabrera. Base hit off the glove of Votto by Davis. And you see Jim Leland at the top step to greet that group that just produced a run. And he was not leaving any mystery out there. He is managing to win this game.
That's what he told us. He's greeted that Cabrera a lot over the last several years in Detroit.
Here's a strike over the outside corner. And when I say he's managing to win, well, obviously you're always managing to win. But what Leland was talking about is giving these guys like his own Miguel Cabrera more than 2 at-bats. Here's an 0-1. David Ortiz takes strike 2, and he didn't like the call. Here are the numbers on David Ortiz as a DH. And his all-time rank as a designated hitter. First in hits, home runs, RBIs, runs, slugging percentage, doubles, you name it. Here's a double play ball that Tulowitzki takes himself, and the inning is over. It started with a leadoff double by Cabrera, driven in by Bautista. 1-0 AL after 3.5.
The little rascal is finally asleep.
Good job.
Thank you. So it's Friday night. You want to do something?
Like what?
We could watch a movie, or you could just text message your friends for the rest of the night.
I'm not texting.
What are you doing?
Just figuring out our Friday night. I'll go get the popcorn.
Thank you. I love you.
Control your TV and get personalized show recommendations with Watch On the Samsung Galaxy S4.
The world's most craveable burrito with flamin' hot Fritos chips, seasoned beef, and warm nacho cheese sauce is back. But not for long. It's Taco Bell's Beefy Crunch Burrito.
Some things are designed to draw crowds. Others are designed to leave them behind. The all-new 2014 Lexus IS. It's your move.
You'll probably never bat in the 9th inning of Game 7. Or have to make a shot with 20,000 fans screaming at you. Or choreograph an original touchdown dance. But you do have a sport, and every weekend is your chance to take the field. Lowe's, never stop improving.
There's nothing left down here. They have it all on Elysium. Food, water, medicine.
Cancer removed.
And they'll do anything to keep us out.
Shoot them down.
I think I can help get you up there.
What did you do to me?
You can save everyone. When can I go?
Elysium, August 9th.
Whether you rooted for Willie, Mickey, or the Duke, nowhere was baseball better than in New York. 10 times in a 12-year span, she wore the World Series crown. It was the golden age of baseball. All just a subway ride away.
One of the greatest voices in the history of mankind, the great Vin Scully. And he is still doing it, and doing it better than anybody else. Out with the Los Angeles Dodgers. New York team won the World Series 10 times in 12 years. During that golden age between 1947 and 58. The Dodgers got theirs in 55. Here's Felix Hernandez taking over, and this hard-throwing right-hander misses low, ball one to Brandon Phillips.
Vin Scully out of Fordham University in 1951 as a 21-year-old, still going strong in Southern California. It's great. So is this guy, King Felix.
King Felix takes over. Fourth All-Star game. Here is a foul ball. And the count 1-1. Cliff Lee getting ready from the Phillies for the National League. Felix Hernandez on the mound right now. Just 27 years old and the 2010 Cy Young Award winner. And he is an innings eater. Here's a chop to Cabrera. Going to be a tough play. On the run. Shows off the good arm. One away in the bottom of the fourth inning with the AL on top 1-0. You look at the subway system and how close all of these stadiums were or are. Whether it's old Yankee Stadium and then 5 minutes over to the Polo Grounds. Wanted to go to Ebbets Field, 45 minutes.
What a nice job Joe Torre did before the game.
Oh, yeah.
And talking about growing up in New York City in the late 40s and 50s. The move by San Francisco and Los Angeles from New York City.
Beltran took a ball and now hits one left side base hit. And the National League has its first base runner of the night. It's former Met, current Cardinal Carlos Beltran on with one out in the fourth.
Looked like a changeup. Beltran just waits for it and pokes it into left field.
No surprise, by the way, with Joe Torre. We talked about the word ambassador. Who's been a better ambassador in this game than Joe Torre?
I'd forgotten that he was such a huge Giant fan, did not like the Dodgers and Yankees, and ended up managing both teams.
McCutchen takes over to pinch run and will stay in the game for Beltran, who will end his night 1 for 2. And for Andrew McCutchen, he can do it all. He's got power, he can run, he's stolen 20 bases. Batter now is Votto. Ball 1. Andrew McCutchen, part of a Pittsburgh Pirates team that has been so fun to watch. 56 and 37, just a game out in the NL Central behind St. Louis. That's outside. The count 2-0 on Votto.
Pittsburgh Pirates with one great story after another, none greater than their closer Jason Grilli. We may see him in this game.
May get a chance to talk to him later. But a fantastic story of perseverance. Getting his chance to close, making the most of it. Good jump by McCutchen, but safe at second, and Mauer is looking out at second, thinking that's about as good a throw as I can make.
That's right. Well, sliding to the outside, the outfield side of second base is why McCutchen is safe. J.J. Hardy had too far to go with the ball. Good play on the short hop. And McCutchen to the outfield side of the bag just beat the throw.
What a good throw from Mauer on that swing and miss, and a good call by Larry Vanover. That's the reaction I was talking about. That's as good as he can sail it down there, but McCutchen just too good. Here's a chopper to the right side. Pedroia is there to get a funny hop. 2 out. Over to third is the tying run. It's a beautiful night here at Citi Field. Looking up to the sky, we have a clear view of Elysium. People say life is better up on Elysium. That's what they say. And now David Wright. Well, the runner at third, the tying run, and the hometown Met fans want to see David Wright tie it with a hit or do something bigger and better than that. He has hit 13 home runs this season. Ball 1 low. This is why he is beloved here with the Mets, the franchise leader in all those categories, third in home runs. Nobody has more hits in a Mets uniform than David Wright, who looks at ball 2 inside, 2-0.
Looks like David Wright is back farther than he would normally be, perhaps because Hernandez throws so hard. Deep in the batter's box.
The 2-0 pitch. Had good running action on it, and it's strike 1.
Talk about electric stuff. Nobody in the game has stuff more electric than Felix Hernandez.
Mauer almost missed it.
Yeah, crossing the plate to try to catch it. Did a good job.
Tying run at third, 2 out in the fourth, and a 2-1 pitch from Felix Hernandez. Going to be a tough play. Cabrera gets the high hop and gets the out to end the inning and keep the lead. A hit in the inning, the first of the night for the National League. Wright could not drive him in, so after 4, American League on top in this 84th All-Star game, 1-0.
straight, get to work on time. He's loved one woman for all his life. Everybody knows he ain't just tough. He's strong, strong. He'll pick you up and won't let you down. Rock solid inside out. Somebody you can trust. Steady as the sun. Ain't nothing gonna knock him off the road he's rolling on.
The all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado. Strong for all the roads ahead.
He's strong.
It's your son. Your son. Mom, hello? Can you hear me?
What are you doing?
I dropped my phone in a toilet. I'm putting in rice to dry it out. Hello?
You washed it off first, right?
Hold on.
I got the landline.
No, that's in rice too.
2 years is too long to wait. Introducing Jump from T-Mobile. Upgrade when you want, not when you're told.
Good is in every Blue Diamond almond. Good is a catalyst. Good is contagious. And once it gets going, there's no stopping what you can do. Get your good going. Blue Diamond almonds.
How much you figure? 40 million. I hate to tell you this, but I got bad news for you.
You're DEA?
I'm Special Forces. We gotta figure out who set us up.
Well, like we're working together? Yeah.
No, like we're in the same area code.
Together.
Where's my money? It ain't down there, I can guarantee you that. Give me the keys. You want them? Come get them.
That was uncalled for.
Two Guns.
Make it rain.
Rated R. In theaters August 2nd.
Tonight's game is sponsored by the all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado. Strong for all the roads ahead. By Blue Diamond Almonds. Get your good going. And by Two Guns, starring Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg in theaters August 2nd. It's the Freedom Tower in the background as we welcome you back to Queens, and aerial coverage tonight provided by Disney's Planes in theaters in 3D August 9th. Some changes as we go to the 5th inning in a 1-0 game. Paul Goldschmidt takes over at first base. Andrew McCutchen stays in the game to play center. That kicks Bryce Harper over to right. And on the mound doing the pitching is Cliff Lee. Cliff Lee has bounced around in his big league career, but that's because everybody wants him.
That's right. The most coveted guy, it seems, at the trading deadline.
And that could be back in play in 2013. We have Ken Rosenthal with us as Adam Jones is at the plate, 1-1. What are the odds that Cliff Lee ends this season in Philadelphia?
I would say good, Joe. And keep in mind, they are 6.5 games back in the NL East, 5.5 games back in the second wild card race. And when you look at them, they've got a series of games at home, 34 of 50, starting in late July. They feel that they can build around Cliff Lee and Cole Hamels in the future. I don't see them trading him.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Jones leading off takes ball 2.
Even way back in 2002, Cliff Lee was part of a fascinating trade and shows up with guys on both teams tonight.
2-2 is fouled away.
Cliff Lee was at that time with the Montreal Expos. Brandon Phillips, Grady Sizemore was in that trade. So was Lee Stevens, who played in the major leagues. For Tim Drew, he is the pitching brother of J.D. Drew, and Stephen Drew, who is the shortstop for the Red Sox now. That was 12 years ago, 11 years ago.
Bartolo Colon, part of that going the other way. Here's a shot into the left field corner off the bat of Adam Jones, and leading off here in the 5th inning, Jones has got a double. That is the 3rd leadoff double hit in this game by the American League. They cashed in the last inning with Let's see what happens here after Jones takes this one down toward the corner.
That was a cut fastball inside, but he got it down a little bit. The pitchers try to do is put that cutter right around the waist. That ball was down and in, and Jones took advantage of it.
So now Joe Mauer. To go back to the point about Jim Leyland, he said, look, you want everybody as manager to have a good experience at the All-Star game. But he is managing a Detroit team that is in first place by a game and a half over Cleveland in the AL Central. And he said, I'm going to manage this game with an eye on October and getting home field advantage. It's his third try as a manager in an All-Star game. And if people walk away unhappy, well, I'm here to try to win.
How understandable is that?
There's a strike. And the count 1-1. There's Mariano Rivera intently studying what's going on here tonight. Although by the time he rolls into this game, and he will pitch tonight, no matter the circumstance, we will see Mariano Rivera tonight. The guys that he'll be facing right now are most likely on the bench for the National League. J.J. Hardy on deck. We're in the fifth of a one-run game. The all-time saves leader, plus 42 career postseason saves, and a postseason career ERA under 1, is waiting over in that dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Joe Mauer. Three-time Gold Glove Award winner is Mauer to go along with the 3 batting titles. 06, 08, 09. One of 2 catchers with multiple batting titles in the history of this game. He grounds one left side off the glove of Tulowitzki. Jones was going back to second. He'll make it over to third on what'll be a base hit for Mauer. 2 on, nobody out.
Adam Jones didn't want to give Troy Tulowitzki an easy play had he come up with that ball. That's why Jones retreated to second. Had Jones taken off for third and Troy comes up with the ball, his play would have been third base.
A fan just ran on the field, and so they will take that fan away, and we'll have a moment before J.J. Hardy steps to the plate. Hardy will be facing Cliff Lee, who is in trouble after facing 2 batters with a double, then a base hit. Give you the in-game box score. It's brought to you by Lexus and their pursuit of perfection. Mike Trout led off this game with a double. Dustin Pedroia, after taking over for Robinson Cano's 0 for 1. Then Cabrera led off in the 4th inning with a double. He scored on a sac fly by Bautista. Already been 3 extra base hits tonight for the American League. That's as many as they had in their last 3 games, all losses to the National League. Ball 1 outside to J.J. Hardy, who flied out to center his first time up. He's driven in 52 runs this season. He's got more home runs from the shortstop position, meaning among shortstops in baseball, since 2011. 30 and 22, 16 this year, so 68 over the last 2.5 years. Former Brewer takes the pitch up and away, 2-1.
Went from Milwaukee to Minnesota for a short time for Carlos Gomez, who is an all-star in the National League tonight.
Here's a foul back, 2-2. Edward Mujica, who has taken over for St. Louis as their closer, and when that happened, the Cardinal bullpen just fell into order. And the Cardinals come into the break with the best winning percentage in all of baseball. Here's a 2-2. Reaching out, hitting it to Phillips. Out at second. Tulowitzki can't get the double play. Jones scores, and it's 2-0 AL.
We talked earlier about how Brandon Phillips is the best defensive second baseman I've ever seen. This is a regular routine play. I think Tulowitzki, with the neighborhood play, missed second base. as Adam Jones scores easily. But you talk about a